Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. It's your boy, Sam,
No, I'm not.
and today we're going to be reviewing
Supergirl.
The Girl of Steel. This episode is called
No, no.
Ace.
Ace Reporter.
Yeah. Um, this was an interesting one because it made me think a little bit in terms of what is Lena Luthor or Lena Luthor. What is her role gonna be in the show? Um, because like going on from this season is she going to be in next season or whatever. See, she's good, the character's good in the sense that obviously for this episode it introduces Jack Sphere, whatever, Biomax basically, who turns out not to be Biomax, but I think she's good in the sense that she can introduce other characters, and we got a really small look at her kind of backstory and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're just waiting for her to turn evil at me. Isn't everyone doing that?
Yeah, I don't really know because like
So I don't know. Part of me thinks, oh, if you do it, that's going to be such an easy thing to do. She's a Luthor, make her evil. But then another part of me is like, if you don't do it, what's the point?
I think she's like a good friend to Kara. I mean, they could snap the mold and just have her like as a good person who finds out she's Supergirl and's not out for anything. But I feel like she is getting worn down in the sense that the stuff with her mum, all that stuff, and obviously this episode, I think bit by bit, like stuff's getting thrown at her, and she's like getting like knocked down a bit. Like,
I think she may end up being somewhat of an anti-hero or a begrudging ally. I don't think they'll ever make her full-on evil like Lex.
yeah,
I don't think they'll go that far.
I don't see the point. I mean, they made a couple of references to him again and stuff like that, and it's just like put him in it, man. Stop.
No, no,
I love the
no.
references. It's getting me hyped. I do like it and
You're
stuff like
not.
that. So this kind of episode, it starts with Kara's kind of freelance, and she gets invited by Lena to go to a big unveiling thing, very kind of Steve Jobs Apple thing,
Hmm.
and like of this Biomax stuff, which I guess heals your wounds, but they didn't really touch on that. They kind of, you see the little nanobites laser beam in his wound when he cuts his hand open. It's like amazing. And when he brought out the CFO, I was thinking, why are they making such a big deal about her? All she's doing is opening up some cruddy little orb and letting the nanites come out. So obviously it turns out him and Lena had a relationship in the past, and when she came to National City, she called it off. And there's kind of that tension going on. There's a lot of
You're right though. They didn't really touch on how the thing works, did they? I
no,
remember sitting there thinking like, you're a bunch of reporters in this room, and none of you want to know how this magic thing works.
yeah, like when Kara asks the question, she's all stumbling over her words, like KaraDanvers.com, and then she brings up some FDA thing about crossing like state borders. It's like amazing, and she's kind of like, see, I kind of like Snapper Car. I kind of like it. I like his light side, as it were. He's kind of is a
Well, yeah,
nice
you're
guy.
meant to like him, innit? He's Perry White, basically. Let's face it.
So, I mean, what's his name's back as well, Jimmy Olsen, and
Yeah.
obviously Wynn's kind of forgiving his guy because when they were like macking out in the truck, I was sitting there and I was thinking, I swear they broke up last episode. This is why it's annoying, these stupid breaks for like 2-3 weeks, because I was like, is not enough time to rewatch the last episode 2 weeks. I mean, I rewatched the last Gotham episode, but I didn't rewatch the last Supergirl episode. So I'm thinking, did they split up or didn't they? And then I got confused. They were macking out in the truck, and it wasn't really clear. So I was thinking, oh, I guess they're together. And the kind of annoying thing with our character is like she was like a cool character when she came in. Then like they kind of messed her up by having her as like a criminal. I was thinking, oh, that's annoying. Why have they done that? Just let the guy be happy. You know, leave it alone. I kind of think they're endearing. Then they've kind of, in this episode, they kind of tried to make her out to be all crazy and like smashing glasses and smacking kids up. I
Yeah.
was
See,
like,
this
what are
this
they?
was my real frustration. I have mixed feelings on the main, the A story, but this drove me crazy.
yeah, it's like
It's all over the place. Like, who is this character?
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like they seem, for some reason, they seem hell bent on like ruining characters.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Jimmy was, I guess, he was kind of bearable. He wasn't kind of as annoying as he normally is. He's kind of doing his guardian stuff, but like, I, I mean, he wasn't as annoying, but he was still pointless. It's like, what's the point of him like smacking down like random people we don't know?
I
I
don't
can,
know. It's like the big for me. Like, it seems like they're so determined to build up their friendship, whatever, that they've sacrificed another character. They've made her completely unlikable.
mm,
She's utterly no. They tried to. Oh, they tried to do this whole thing with Jimmy. Oh, maybe I was out of line. No, I mean I don't like him. I don't like the character, but he wasn't out of line. She went crazy. He put her in her place
I thought
because
it
she
was
needed
funny.
to be right. And then she goes mental in the bar at the end.
That was
It's
crazy.
like how I don't like her. She's insane now.
Exactly.
What have you done?
I liked her for the first like, what is that? It? You've drawn the line now.
No, I don't. I just. Who knows? They're probably. She's gonna come back next week and be a completely different character again. But it's like
Exactly. I don't
you're
get it.
trying to invest me in this Jimmy and Winn thing, which I'm no more invested in that than I was before. And now you've trashed her character even more than you did before with this whole "I'm suddenly a villain" crap. It's like what am I meant to think about her? I don't know who she is at all.
Exactly. And the point with Win as well. Now they've wrapped him up with Jimmy. That his kind of like not as interesting as he kind of was as well. Now he's kind of bogged down and is like, in a way, he's kind of been demoted, as it were, to just like the guy in the van doing the computer stuff. There wasn't really much personality to him this episode, and I'm sitting there thinking, as a result of him putting them together to try and make Jimmy be more interesting, are they kind of ruining him a little bit as well?
Right. I mean, I think maybe he's basically. I might have said this before, but this episode made me see it more than any other. He is basically Xander from Buffy, who had this crazy mental like demon girlfriend as well, but he was never bogged down by a boring albatross character like Win has been. You know, and Jimmy, I don't get it. What's your thing? Because it's not like Jimmy's involved in helping Supergirl. He's like you said, he's fighting some random kid in the street.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one question. Like,
Okay.
let's just forget everything. You're doing a TV show, a Supergirl TV show. You're putting Jimmy Olsen in it for some crazy,
Well, I think
reason. What does he do?
what does he do? He should be doing the Win stuff. He should be Win.
So
Problem solved.
yeah, but the problem is, I don't feel like the guy's got the personality to pull it off. Because really,
No, but
the question for people should be, okay, we've made him Guardian. I don't even think that's working now. So what is Jimmy Olsen's purpose in the TV show? And if the answer's, oh, he hasn't really got one, bye.
exactly, he doesn't have one. But Jimmy and Win should have been one character. You know, they had to go for this stupid love triangle thing in that first season.
Oh dear.
No, just make Jimmy, because Jimmy was in Supergirl movie as well. It's always been this idea they've gone with for some reason, but I've just fallen flat with it for me.
So obviously you had like the whole Biomax thing, and then like he's flying after him, killing like a couple of people for the source, and it turns out like he injected himself with the Biomax, and it turned him into this weird like nanobite person. But then it turns out actually no, and it's like the CFO controlling him with a little earpiece because she stands to lose everything. And then it kind of brings us to the what I thought was the best line of the episode, which is, smack, I'm a black belt. Oh yeah? Phew, well, I'm a Luthor. I thought that
Whatever.
was great.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Lex didn't fight.
Exactly. It's like she smacks him in the face. I'm a black belt. Phew, I'm a Luthor. Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah, and then she kind of has to, as I was saying earlier about the whole kind of wearing her down, she has to kind of turn it off at the mainframe, which means like the guy dies. I was trying to work out what his accent was. It was
He's
kind of,
English, isn't he?
it was throwing me off. That's what I mean. But I was thinking, there's like a little thing to it. Is it like Canadian? But it's
No,
confusing me.
that dude sounds more English than we do. He's got a lot of proper posh voice, I don't know.
I thought he was kind of a good character. He was very charismatic. Like when they crashed the dinner and he was being charming.
Yeah, he was alright in. He had that great man bond moment with MonEl, which was kind of funny. I'm confused why did MonEl and Supergirl run away? You know, when they were in the office, and Supergirl's like, "Oh, we better run." What are you running?
Oh, I think they
You're
heard like
Supergirl, and he's like MonEl.
I think they heard like the little buzzing thing and they thought, oh, whatever. But she wasn't in costume, was she? She was still like Cara Danvers, as it were.
It's like she's Supergirl, and just like do a little spin, and you got the costume on. Like, what's the issue?
It's interesting as well because it turns out he was like brain dead anyway. So I mean, even if he did see her, he wouldn't like remember. And I mean, because I was thinking when they blew the car up and it burned her outfit and stuff like that.
That was cool. That was cool. I like that.
I was thinking, do they have little cameras on them because you can see like the suit bits burn? The effect looked good on her coat when it was burning. That was pretty sick. So yeah, so she shuts off the mainframe. He ends up dying. Supergirl saved, and then they're hugging in the office, and she's like saying, "I'll always be your friend," and then she's just like staring with her eyes open. And I was thinking, are they trying to make this look kind of sinister? Because I was confused. But then I was thinking, why would she close her eyes? But yeah, I'm thinking, you know, if Supergirl's making all these promises about being best friends forever, and it's just like, I don't know. I think it'd be good to kind of have that friendship. I mean, it'd be interesting, but I really do think no matter what happens, they're gonna mess it up. They've already messed up like three characters already. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they completely cock that up. So then the kind of episode ends with Raya or whatever on the random walking into L Corp and be like, I want to make you a proposition, and it's just like, what's this about then? You know what I mean? I guess I kind of like the idea that they're kind of going with like the female villain, and it's like because someone says something and Lena turns around and like
Behind every great man is a something woman, blah blah
powerful
blah.
woman,
Yeah.
and she's like, oh, I've never stood behind a man. I thought that was kind of good. It was a bit goofy, but it's like I like the idea of having a female villain, but is really like this alien. Like she's like loud everyone off. She's killed her husband, and now what? She's gonna play human and like do what? I mean, come on. I
don't know.
I just thought it was a bit inauthentic. I wasn't feeling it.
I thought the reveal of the CFO or whatever is a villain was kind of was okay, but then like she was so like cartoony villainous, like there was nothing to it. It's just I'm evil.
Yeah, I think it kind of would have been better if they kind of kept Jack in there because he was kind of a good character. But I was kind of disappointed by the fact they kind of like brought him in one episode and then killed him off. I thought, you know, he could have done a good things for like a couple of episodes for the show, but they just killed him off. So it's like, oh, whatever then. Let's talk numbers. Oh, and then Kara gets a job back at the end, which I thought was good.
Oh yeah, I suppose. I mean,
you like Danvers.com as opposed to her working at Catco.
You know, I'll go for a 7, I think. No, 7.5. I'll give it a 7.5. I like the A story stuff. The other stuff,
yeah. I'll give it a 7. I would have given it more, but really that Lyra stuff, ooh, I just couldn't believe it. I really was just like, oh. Normally I glaze over that stuff in Lesser Evils, but in this case I was just thinking, right, they've already messed her up last episode, they've kind of brought her back redemption, and then they've made her crazy. It's like, knock it off, man. Even when she was in like the worst kind of scenario, she didn't come off crazy, so now it's kind of like, what? Why they're making her crazy? That's my gripe. I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And this has been the Superhero Hub.
Voice of an angel.
Thank you. Face of 1, 2.